Good afternoon, everyone. It's lunchtime. So we got some Genshin, and I keep hitting the wrong button, so please forgive me. Oops, that was not what I wanted to hit. Like I said, I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I went to turn on my TV, or my PlayStation, and because again, I use my TV as a second monitor, and somehow when I went to go hit input to flip it back to being my second monitor, I somehow went to the right and turned it off. That is now the second time I've done that. So it's weird that it's happened twice. Alright. So we gotta wait until probably around 12:30 to do the artifact run since my stomach was a mess yesterday. Hi honey, how you doing? So right now we are going to, so long as they're not stupidly placed again. That's the Mora. Ah, that one's fine. Busier than yesterday? I had a feeling that was going to happen because you did say that they warned you to go in really early today just to beat traffic and stuff. I'm going to assume it's stupid out there right now.
What a wild and...
Oh, I still haven't done that one on this account. Try to keep that in mind.
Time to act.
Kinda.
Body and mind. Time to act. Know my soul.
One with nature. Precision strike.
Yeah.
I want to know what makes Claymore users do
Big
that.
mercy. Rain outlines your fate. Rack and ruin.
Good. Give me mushrooms.
More speed.
So I'm a little disappointed. Like, I turned on Sekka to, eat my lunch / breakfast, whatever you want to call it. And he was supposed to be doing account reviews, and he started them about 10 minutes, I think, before I had to come on. So I was like, I'm going to have to watch the VOD. Because I'm curious on what his advice is. Well,
The wind knows me.
Rain
on
outlines
certain
your fate.
accounts. But it did feel kind of nice in my head when he was like, this account review is for people who are having problems 36 starring the Abyss. And I'm like, my account has no problems. It makes me happy.
Rain outlines your fate.
You had your...
Shut up. Eye for an eye.
So I'll definitely be watching the VOD for that, just to see what advices he gives. Pretty sure I know probably what he's gonna say. Will I follow any of that advice? Probably not.
More speed. Crush.
Into the wind. Neutralizing.
I'm getting
The wind
sick.
knows me.
Rack and ruin.
You're coming. coming was foretold.
Rain cutter.
Into the wind. You had your... By the eternal...
Shudder.
Jesus! Now you're testing my patience.
Eye for an eye.
You bitch!
Precision strike!
Rain outlines your fate.
The wind knows me.
Beg for mercy.
That is the second day in a row that bitch is teleported away from my charge. Oh, you get 36 out of the abyss. Fun at this point. Yeah.
Wind strider. Tip.
No, my sword.
Into the wind.
Neat. How is this one?
Let me weave you a verse.
Neutralizing threat. One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
Shudder. Vengeance will be mine. Crush. Yes, sir.
Beautiful. So much mystery meat. So much. Nope, nope, nope. I meant the other thing. I meant this thing. There it is. Oh.
Shudder. Rain outlines your fate.
The wind knows me. Precision strike.
Beg for mercy. Witness the power of gold.
One with nature. You had your chance.
Shudder. Crush.
Did you miss? How far up? Not too far. Okay. Should be down here. It's almost like I've done these routes before. Now let's get the flower or berry, whatever the heck this is. Wink.
Beg for mercy.
Into the wind. Precision strike.
Shudder. Freeze to the core.
I'm here. Thank you.
Crush. Huh? Huh. Let me weave your
Seriously?
verse.
The wind knows me. You had your chance.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
Shudder.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Huh. Witness the power of...
Leave the wounded to me.
Crush.
I'm here.
Precision strike.
Oh, like I didn't do that.
Rain outlines your fate. Huh? Beg for mercy. More speed.
Honestly, maybe when I do this, I should take out Xingqiu and put in Farina, because Farina's goons can just like keep smacking it. I don't think Mika's crossbow can shoot him down.
More speed. More speed.
Alright, come here. Come here. I don't want you near the barrels.
Body and rain outlines your fate.
Neutralizing threat.
Crush. Beg for mercy.
Come on. Come for walkies.
One with nature.
Are you serious? You're just gonna stand by the freaking barrels?
You had your... The wind knows me.
Nice. We got one more.
More speed. Finally, some target. Rain cutter. Practice.
Into the wind.
I haven't.
More speed. Crush.
What day is it? Wednesday? Probably should for gold.
Eye for an eye.
Oh, really?
Rain outlines your fate.
One with nature.
I condemn you. Dance with me. Vengeance will be mine. The show's only just begun. Beg for mercy.
Where did you come from? He just came over like, what you doing? Explode. Ah. I can always use a couple fragiles if I want to do the double uh what the hell is it? Talents. I've just been concentrating more on getting them to 90, which is why I'm doing the XP books. Now, how many of this will this take? That's the question. Wow. That's the amount it takes is absolutely absurd. Absolutely freaking absurd. What are your talents, Jungling? It's not you today, I don't think. No, you were yesterday. Alright, that's at 8. Okay, Gwilba's the thing that needs to go up. Yeah, most of them are at 6. Ballad is today. And Gold is today as well. Where is St. Cho? Your stuff should be at 8 though, right? No, I'm wrong. Well, shit, I thought you were at 8. And Baiju is at 7-6. Okay. Hmm. What makes this a little bit harder? And then Tainari is at 8 for his main, and then 6-6. Oh, did I do the bosses for this? I guess I didn't. All right, well, let's go back to Fontaine. Hand that stuff in.
Visibility is excellent.
Sure is,
If we
Eula.
head to higher ground, we can do a...
That's not what I hit.
Ad Astra. Thank you for completing... Ad Astra.
Oh, right. I had to use Fischl. Where's Jingling? There she is.
I'll bring my seasonings.
Right? I have nothing because I didn't do my mining yesterday. I was going to do that later today, so I wasn't doing all the mining on one day. Oh, that's a hard call to do gold or ballad. Because, yeah, I'll use some fragiles to do that.
There'll be an extra fee for that.
Let's go to the teapot. Oh yeah, like I only need one fragile or whatever to do the 3 things.
This realm is true.
Not 5 on official.
If you ever have any...
What was... I know I'm not outright using Kaya at the moment. What are... You're at 7-8. Okay, so you're about the... Official needs them more than you do at this point, because she's 6'6". Beto also needs gold, correct? Yes. Guess the best option would be to take Baiju out of the teapot.
It's just some chronic problem I have flaring up again.
It's nothing to worry about. Yeah, I think gold might be the best option. Because we do actively use Baiju. And I would need one more for his skill. We'll get his burst up too. So I could make it 7-7 or 8-6, either or. Kazuha's burst is 8, that's fine. So we also had gold. Xingqiu. Okay, so we can make this 7, or we could actually go and make his rain cutter 8. Should we get enough books? And then obviously Beto still needs it as well. Alright. Alright. Oh, I need to do that thingy too. I thought I had way more of those than I do. Just curious. Well, let's try it. What does the ore give me?
Strike a pose.
A bitter pill to swallow.
Oh! 2 heroes with 2 second tier, 12 crystals. Okay. Blue resistance, 1 freedom. That was unfortunate. Couldn't have been a ballad. Equity. I don't have anyone that uses equity. And then light. I don't have anybody that uses that right now either. But still, I'm not displeased. I'm happy to see the crystals. Yay. Had to go in what I was after. Oh yeah. Controller, you good? We'll use the transient. Alright. Guides to gold, here I come. Oh, it is this one.
Shower me with praise. Let my name echo in.
Seems like an emergency.
Boba, get them.
The wind knows me. Fallen leaves, adorn my nut.
Mind the side effects.
Can't run from death.
I'm not gonna sneeze at 31 seconds. That was pretty good. Okay.
Strike a pose! Let the world collide!
Taking a turn for the better. A bitter pill to swallow.
You're toast!
Time to go. One with nature. As one with wind and cloud.
Wow.
Yoo-hoo! Let my name echo in song!
Seems like an emergency.
The doctor will see. Hey, ya!
Into the wind. Clouds high. The bird.
Can't see anything through Kaz's burst. Well, that was kind of a crappy run. One gold out of that whole thing. Alright, let's see if I can do my artifacts now. Do this, and then we'll do some of the Sumeru art conquests. As I mentioned, I do want to get that done before Natlan. I'm very surprised to see Genshin going to Xbox now as well. By the way. I watched the trailer that was released yesterday. And it had that special ending thing that said it was going to Xbox. It wasn't until I saw a screenshot of the final image that Nahida was actually holding the Xbox symbol. So that was really cute. Controller, stop drifting, please.
Mind the side effects.
Shower me with time! Eat this!
One with nature.
After frying pan, into the fire!
still have to wonder what's the best way to go about farming resources. Despite my best efforts. And I'm not gonna poo-poo the progress I've made on either this account or my main. Like, I've seen the improvements on my main, definitely. But I have to wonder, just because of the resin itself. Like, when is it better to put the leveling of a character ahead of talents, potentially? Or when do I say, okay, I think I'm good, and go back into artifact domains? Because, like, I guess the decision for artifacts might be how bad they're rolling. Or if somebody's not on their specific set, I'll point to Mika. Mika's not on his actual set. It's just little things like that that I'm just like, maybe. Because, like, looking at the talents, as Forrest pointed out, it's like, you know, you only need, like, one transient or fragile if you use all your resin already to do the ×2 drop of the event that's going on right now. It's really not a lot when you get down to it. But at the same time, I have multiple characters that needed guys to gold, which is why I was like, you know what, that's a good point. I probably should just go and do it anyway. Because having the talents at least at level 8, because that's when the stuff starts costing 2 for their boss drops, you know, not a bad thing. Because I can be trying to be structured all I want to be, but it can still be hectic. Does that make sense?
A bitter pill to swallow.
Race you. You're toast.
Into the wind.
Strike a pose. The doctor will see. Nice and spicy.
The wind knows me.
Done.
I mean, the other thing I know I could do, and I've never done it, just because I want to save them for wishes and stuff like that, I could use, what do they call it? Is it a top-up or a replenish or something like that? Of the resin, using my Primos. I could do that. I'll grab this. I was on flat ground. I don't know how I can change characters.
One with nature.
Batui, Batui. Oh my god, Baiju! No, don't you dare climb that pole.
Time to go. Into the wind.
Kitty Shrine! Kitty Shrine!
Time to go.
Hmm. You know, now that I think about it, I'll double check how many fragiles I have. I think I have like over 30. I might actually start using some of them on talents. Talents might be the thing that trips me up the most, if I'm being honest. And it's just because it's not open every day for the ones that you want. Because let's be real, like, if you have 2 solid teams, you're only going to need 8 weapons. And then you're kind of done, right? I don't need any weapons at the moment. Outside of possibly the cat, I might consider the pipe, depending if I need to use Fab on another character. I almost skipped my spot. But just thinking in terms of, well, what would make my character stronger? Their weapons are fine, because all their weapons are at 90. Cool. I have 3 characters to level 90, which has helped.
One with nature.
Yoo-hoo! Go back, get them!
Wakey, wakey. And the other thing with, like, even if I did need to level weapons, the crystals are a problem too. And that, honestly, that feels way more restrictive than picking a day to farm whatever it is you need. Because you are capped at 30 of those crystals a day. I'm excluding, of course, any quest rewards or exploration. But 30 crystals get you nowhere, especially at higher levels on the weapon. Now, would I want to use all my fragiles on, like, talents? Not really. But at the same time, I still need XP and Mora. And leveling talents takes a lot of Mora. I think that would be like the real gripe of the game I have, is that the sheer volume of materials it takes to do something, specifically how much resin you get versus how much you need.
Mind the side effects.
I was gonna say, I better still get the meat. What the heck? But yeah, the sheer volume of stuff that you need versus the way to get them. It takes a lot. And I understand that, you know, it's a gacha game, right? So if there's an easier way to get something, you know, the credit card is the answer. But there really, I don't think there is. Well, no, there is a bundle thing, isn't there, that gives you like Mora and stuff too. But it's not a heck of a lot that I remember.
You're toast!
The wind knows me.
Oh, he's floated in the air. How nice of him. Okay. All right, back to the story. Story will play out while I figure out what the heck I'm actually going to do to build the characters. Because I still just need everything. And it does get a little overwhelming. I get it. I really do. Part of me is just like, hey, I've seen the results on fixing up my main account and trying to avoid the same mistakes I made, you know, on there over here. But I honestly think I'm falling into the same trap, despite limiting myself to the 2 parties with a couple extra characters that get slotted in, like Lynette, Beto. And at this point, I'll even throw in Kaya, because Tainari kind of takes Kaya's place, depending on what I'm doing.
The village keepers you've found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them. The 2 new scholars are being kept under close supervision, too. Really great work, everyone.
The atmosphere is so heavy.
Why do you make me read? It's hard to not feel weighed down by what we just learned. Despite everything Leslie Cusinelli has done for her people, the academia has abandoned her in the sanctuary of Sarastana like a lost cause. Even those she's protected have never realized that there's such a small and childlike God in the world.
Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case, let's all get some water and try to think about something else.
Hey Brian, how you doing?
Or I can go fetch some snacks.
I want snacks.
Paimon's so coming with you.
Do you have any plans, traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
I want to share everything I know with you all.
So you were still withholding some information?
Yes. I'm sorry. I had my reasons.
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal to hear you talk about it again.
That's everything we've experienced so far in Sumeru.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my breath the whole time.
It seems like there will be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Ramon's joined us, we'll be an even stronger team.
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every sense. We cannot allow it to continue.
So, everyone, are we on the same page?
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our ultimate goal.
No matter what lies ahead, I will do my utmost.
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what other resources we can draw on.
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for sure.
Oh! Traveler, are you Dendro still? You are. C3. Yay! That's not what I hit, game. Wait until the next day. All right. You win. I'll wait till the next day. Talk to Candace. Well, she wasn't here.
Candace, we're here! Has everyone arrived?
Do you see them,
Everyone
Paimon?
is already waiting inside.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's join them!
Please, wait a moment.
What's the matter?
Before attending the meeting, I hope you can promise me one thing.
What do you need?
Promise me that you won't commit to anything too reckless.
What do you think?
Sure. I'll try not to.
Okay.
That's a bullfight lie, but, I'll try not to. They couldn't have just made Candace, outside the house, right outside the house.
everyone's here so early. But why isn't anybody talking?
We already discussed things a bit.
Hey, where have you been? I've missed you too.
Are you ready?
We can start now.
Very well.
Are you sure this is gonna work?
I gotta admit, it's bold. Color me impressed.
It's worth a try.
The point of discussion is to arrive at a solution. Let's cut the small talk and move to the next point.
You're making Paimon nervous.
You're finally done.
I have some other stuff to take care of. Catch you all later. Come on, don't give me that face. I know what you're going to say. I'll be careful.
That's what I wanted to hear. Take care. Well, traveler, Paimon, judging from your expressions, the meeting must have been quite productive.
You can tell?
I'm not that good at scheming or strategy, but I can sense people's emotions. And based on your reaction, things must have gone quite well.
We'll make her move on the next Girabanya day. Did I say that right? Girabanya. No, that's 14. I don't remember how to say that.
Paimon's a little worried. Hopefully nothing will go wrong.
That was also a J,
To
by
be
the way.
honest, I feel the same. But you're already some of the most capable people I know. So you have my trust.
Candace gave us a compliment.
Your deeds speak for themselves.
Candace, we stayed behind to tell you that, although you won't be coming with us, we'll be sure to remember your words.
I'm very glad to hear that. I've said the same thing to everyone here today as I said to you when you arrived. Your safety is the most important thing. Only when you're safe can the plan be successful. So please, take care.
Thank you, Candace.
You're welcome. And thank you for taking my advice. Good luck with everything. I'll be here in the village praying for you.
I wish you were a better character, Candace. Because I really like your personality and really like your look. You're also a polearm user. So therefore, you're my best friend. Across the bridge. Good.
Sounds good. I'll go make some preparations.
Okay.
I'll hit them.
Have you finished saying your goodbyes?
Yeah. Also, Candace told everyone to be careful.
Yes, she did. But I think my point also bears repeating. Our plan is not child's play. We won't be able to achieve anything if we're simply careful. We must go beyond that and fully commit ourselves to it.
Commit to the bit.
I hope this is clear to you.
I understand. And accept.
Huh? Shouldn't you be saying something more cheerful to boost our morale right now?
This is all hateful.
Didn't we already do that during the meeting?
You can never have enough words of encouragement.
In that case, Candace can cuddle you to your heart's content while I continue to remind you of the seriousness of our situation.
Yeah, this is all Hatham Paimon. You know this.
We all have our jobs to do after all. It's like how some people can be put in charge of logistics while others will fight on the front lines.
Makes sense.
Speaking of the front lines, you don't look anything like a soldier.
He's not.
Of course. Compared to the mercenaries, I'm merely a feeble scholar. But the advantage of not being a mercenary is that I get to stay in a safer place and offer my strategic insight. Just think about that mercenary who lost his mind. Mercenary groups are facing constant danger every single day.
Well, being a scholar is also a high-risk occupation, and you are a scholar.
I'm not like the rest of them. Even among members of the same species, some will exhibit far more potential than others.
This guy. Paimon still remembers when those mercenaries in Port Ormos called you a lunatic.
All intellectuals are lunatics in the eyes of fools. I'll take that as a compliment. That reminds me. Do you remember the record we saw in the King Deshret ruins? It mentioned forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, I remember.
You have a good memory. Forbidden knowledge has the power to drive people insane, but this fact has never been shared with the public. Even I, who has worked in the academia for some time, was never once informed of this. I think those mad scholars and mercenaries we encountered may have all fallen victim to the corrupting qualities of forbidden knowledge. But the academia has always held a different view. They have always believed that symptoms of madness are a side effect of human contact with divine knowledge as mere mortals. Come to think of it, perhaps the academia has also never understood the true nature of forbidden knowledge, and thus always approached the issue from the wrong direction. The Withering, Elazar, and the Sandstorms. Don't you think what is happening right now across Sumeru is rather similar to the forbidden knowledge pollution that occurred in the desert thousands of years ago?
It's definitely possible.
But Paimon thought that Irminsul's disease is what caused the withering and the sandstorms. At least, that's what Tainari told us. Wait a second. Could it be that...
Ah, you've connected the dots. The cause of Irminsul's illness may precisely be the pollution from forbidden knowledge.
But if that's the case, what should we do? This is huge!
We must tell Nikita about this as soon as possible.
Wait. Why do you think Lesser Lord Kusanali would have a solution to this situation?
She said the key to saving Irminsul is...
You mean, it's related to the scene you saw when you passed out in the Avidia Forest? That whole... the world forget-me thing?
In that case, it's imperative that we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Only by working with her to save Irminsul can we completely resolve the problems Sumeru currently faces.
That's right, and I'm pretty sure that's what this whole plan was supposed to be for anyway.
To make sure we're still on track, I would like to check on the state of some of our preparatory work.
Where are we going?
To an Eremite base.
What a wild and desolate sight! Allow me to grant you the blessing of water.
I thought that said found, and I was like, why is your name Found? Do you have anything to give me? Named NPC? Nope, you're useless. Oops.
It's all good. Whatever the boss says.
You're useless. It's all good.
They're here.
Huh? What are they doing here?
I gave them some technical work to do.
Ah, it's the scribe. And is that the traveler I see?
How's the work going?
Ah, yes. We have fixed the devices according to your instructions. One of them is already ready for use, while the others are still under repair.
Aren't those devices for can knowledge extraction? What are you doing with those?
Look here.
Huh? More can knowledge? Are you going to put more weird stuff into his head again?
What's that look on your face? Are you scared?
Paimon's a little scared, but very, very furious!
That's an interesting response. Anyway, we're not going to use this just yet. As I mentioned during the meeting, this knowledge capsule contains a decree I drew up in the past. The academia should also have their own copy. And according to the plan we just came up with, Traveler, I want you to record something into this capsule.
Me?
Do you believe we can save Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes, I do.
Good. Conviction is the most important part of all of this. Now, please get ready and put on this device.
You want us to record our conviction into the knowledge capsule?
Yes.
Paimon is still really worried.
I understand, but trust me, Paimon, this is something we have to do. It's best if you can do as I say. Because, to achieve this impossible task, it sounds like you'll need to fool your own heart first. Although it may feel like a trick, self-encouragement may be the most important tool we have.
Paimon can see the point you're trying to make.
I'm ready.
Imagine this. We have orchestrated our plan and successfully rescued Lesser Lord Kusanali. As a result, we have changed Sumeru's entire political landscape. Everything went without a hitch, and everyone recognizes and praises our achievements.
Sure. Okay.
Now, open your eyes. Here.
What's this?
Read it out loud. It's done.
What a fascinating experience.
Is your head okay? Does anything hurt?
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's just a recording. There should be no negative effects.
But what is the point of doing this? Paimon doesn't get it.
And that's perfectly fine. In any case, these capsules aren't meant to be used by you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have you forgotten? Our plan needs to account for those who have long relied on the Akasha. You may find it hard to believe, but for those people, everything the Akasha transmits to them is nothing short of absolute truth. Imagine if you've been using a device like the Akasha since the day you were born, and this device has always supported you during times of need. After all that time, what do you think you'd become?
A fool? A machine?
A slave to orders. And that's why rules are so important. In addition, those who understand the rules can delineate boundaries and identify gray areas.
But why would you need to identify the gray areas?
You could say that those kinds of ambiguous zones can be very interesting. One might even say they're advantageous in the right hands.
Things you're interested in are really out there. Are all Sumeru scholars like this?
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. I'm going to take those two to work on some small projects. You can head to Caravan Rebot and start preparing for the next step.
Small projects?
We're going to tinker with the Akasha terminal and make a few modifications.
Oh, Hatham's like a mad scientist. Not Beto mad. Just a little cray-cray.
The sun feels almost as hot as those studio lights I'm in front of all the time.
I thought we agreed on a plan. How can you go back on your word?
The plan is too radical and carries a high risk for casualties. I've given it a lot of thought. And in the end, I still can't agree to it.
But it's still the best plan we have. As a former Matra, you of all people should be able to see the bigger picture and recognize the innate advantages of our plan.
I did. And that's how I saw the danger behind these so-called advantages. Hitham's plan is even more radical than I imagined.
Huh? Why are you guys arguing?
My friend, you're just in time. Why don't you help me persuade Sino? He's turned against our plan.
We agreed to work out a plan at the meeting. As mercenaries, you're familiar with the local environment, so you'll take care of the specifics. But then, you went to Al-Haytham for suggestions. Had I known Al-Haytham would give you those kinds of suggestions, I would not have agreed to the plan.
Look, you already know that we're all on the same side here, don't you?
Mercenaries place a lot of importance on their bonds of friendship, but also will not hesitate to make sacrifices if they deem the situation to be sufficiently dire. I'm sorry, but as things stand, I can't accept your principles.
Seems you really do understand the ways of the desert.
Traveler, Paimon, this is also something you should know.
Yay.
Ramon's plan is to have me work with the Caravan Reebok guards in my capacity as a Matra. We will arrest the mercenaries and escort them into Sumeru City.
Wait, how can we work with the guards?
We can't get through that wall easily, remember? Caravan Reebok would never let so many unregistered members of the Eremites enter Sumeru City. My plan will clear us of any possible suspicion, and also let us enter the city as a big group. There is no better way.
That also sounds like something Al-Haytham told you. Am I right?
Doesn't Al-Haytham know how dangerous this plan is?
Of course he does. He told me, there is no perfect plan, but this can get the job done. He also said that with the help of Sino and the Traveler, our chance of success would increase significantly. I never blindly trust anyone, and I've always had a good eye for people. I think he made a number of valid points. It's my own choice to trust you.
If I make the arrests alone, I can control myself and prevent you from getting hurt. But I can't guarantee that kind of discipline from the guards. To make the whole thing more convincing, you'll need to resist to some degree. Casualties are inevitable once push comes to shove. I'm okay with the deaths of enemies. But now that we're allies, I'm against the meaningless loss of our own.
I can't believe a Matra would actually care about us. I've lived a hard life, and I can say that people like you are hard to come by.
I've always treated my allies with honesty and respect. They have the right to know important things like this.
Now you're making this hard for me.
Hey, is there something we can do to help?
If there is no other way, I can help. I know what I'm doing.
I knew you would say that.
We can help fight some of the mercenaries, which should reduce the number of times you'll have to struggle directly with the guards. That should help at least a little bit.
We should respect the determination of Ramon and his comrades.
Sino, on behalf of my people, I thank you for your kindness. But this is a mission we cannot turn our backs on. We strongly value the lives of our friends, but the goal we are about to achieve is even more important. We have no fear of casualties, because we crave the spoils of victory. So please, lend us your support. We will show you the determination of us desert dwellers.
Well, now that you've put it that way, I can no longer refuse. But remember, you need to follow the plan and not do anything reckless. Candace made it very clear that we can only achieve our goals if we can ensure our safety. Since you and I both recognize the significance of this operation, there should be no more animosity between the followers of the Dendro Archon and those of King Deshret. Everyone's life is equally important.
Okay, you have a deal. Let's do this for our shared dream.
The guards should be stationed in the courtyard nearby. You can find them there.
Where exactly are you pointing? Ah.
Guards!
General Mahamatra! To what do we owe the honor?
Keep your voice down. This is a secret operation. I'm going to arrest a large criminal gang near this location. According to the Academia's Guide and Regulations on Secret Operations, I have the right to ask for the cooperation of Caravan Rebot.
Ah, of course, of course. Mahamatra Sino's order is the Academia's order. Just let us know what you need. But who exactly are you planning to arrest, and how many people are you expecting? Depending on the scale of this operation, we may need to report it to our superiors.
They're a squad of Eremites whose number is comparable to Ain El Akmar in Port Ormos. They're involved in the theft and resale of supplies from the Academia.
As many as Ain El Akmar? This should definitely be classified as a joint operation.
And I suggest that you report this to your superiors as soon as possible. And treat it as a top priority desert operation. I will need personnel.
Got it. Please wait a moment. I'll contact them immediately.
You look so commanding when you're working.
Because this is work.
You? You're much more friendly to us.
Because I trust you.
Paimon can't believe you're still in the mood to chat. This whole thing has Paimon scared stiff. Aren't you even a little worried? What if these guards already know that you have betrayed the Academia and are no longer their General Mahamatra? Even if that guard doesn't know, their superiors might, right?
We discussed this, remember?
The Caravan Rebot operation is of great importance. But don't worry, the guards there shouldn't know that Sino has stepped down.
How can you be so sure?
First, the other Matras still don't know why Sino has left, which proves that the Academia has been covering up the matter.
Second, this is a crucial moment for the Academia's God creation plan. If something were to happen to the General Mahamatra, it's bound to attract a lot of unwanted attention. No matter how you look at it, they don't seem interested in sharing the news of Sino's departure.
A reasonable inference. I agree.
Which brings us to our next issue. I'm sure some of you have been wondering if the prediction function of the Akasha will affect our operation.
The Akasha is still in operation, so I must remain on high alert. Actually, considering the power of the Akasha, it's quite strange that it hasn't already tried to interfere with my actions.
I've given that a lot of thought. For now, I don't think you'll need to worry. If you remember, when you first came to Aru Village, all your actions and routes were predicted by the Akasha. It even gave that information to those who kidnapped the village keepers. But things like that never happened again after we met up with the Traveler.
That's true. But why?
Look at it from a different angle. Why do you think the Akasha will predict your actions?
Because my personal data has been entered into the Akasha.
That's true, but the key to this question is, how well can the Akasha make predictions about a person? Haven't you ever thought about it? Just how can it do this in the first place?
Because the Akasha controls the entirety of Sumeru.
The Academia firmly believes that all human actions can be explained through logic.
By sorting and analyzing entered data, the Akasha can derive behavioral logic and predict the actions of those who fit an existing logic model. However, at the risk of sounding like an advocate for fallacies, can everyone truly be considered logical at all times? Emotions are part of our behavioral logic, but can you guarantee that every experience of the same joy or pain would be equally intense? How can our feelings and opinions be predictable down to the letter in every single instance? Sino, in the past, you've always worked alone. In the absence of another person who could sway you or your thoughts, the Akasha could produce predictions that were similar to your real-life behavioral principles. Decisive and principled, you were used to solving problems alone. That's why the Akasha could figure you out. But now, you've joined a team. And I believe the Akasha hasn't yet figured out the full composition of it. Our thoughts and logic have intermingled and weaved themselves together to become a complicated, chaotic mess. Any one of us could potentially disagree with another. The Akasha lacks data on these interactions, and it's impossible for it to predict your actions in the future based on your decisions in the past. After all, there's probably a limit to just how much we can be modeled or controlled by data. So, in my opinion, you're probably safe for now.
Makes sense to me. I agree. The Akasha is not alive, and I don't think we can be completely controlled by something without a mind of its own.
Is that so? I guess there are things that even the Akasha cannot calculate, and people will not be forever trapped by the past.
Paimon's so glad that this is settled.
Next time, pay attention during our meetings.
Will do.
I'm confident that we can do this.
Just remember to stay vigilant.
Footsteps!
General Mahamatra, we were not expecting your presence here. I'm the security officer of the Great Red Sand District. My name is Luxembarbo.
This is my assistant, the Traveler. He will be working with me. The construct next to him is for his work.
Beep! Construct, beep!
What a great honor to meet you. Your golden hair is as bright as the sun. And, is this the latest technology from the Academia?
Nice to meet you too.
Have you made a decision regarding the matter I mentioned to your subordinate?
It seems to be a dire situation, so of course you will have our full cooperation. To be perfectly honest, I've always longed to go on a mission with someone as well known as yourself.
There's no need for flattery.
Yes, sir.
Take your most elite platoon and follow me to the eastern side of the district. We will carry out the operation there.
Understood.
Map.
Hurry, bring the map!
In 2 days, we will engage Rahman's Eremites and capture all of them. Any questions about the time or location?
None at all, sir.
Good. See you then.
Yes, sir.
Maybe hanging around the General Mahamatra isn't so bad after all. Everyone's so respectful towards us.
Yeah, it does feel pretty good.
This is all due to the absolute authority of the Academia. And now, we're going to strike back against that massive pillar of power. Get ready. We will move out in 2 days.
Ooh, 2-day wait. Let's grab these. Another 10. What the heck did I do here? Oh, 400 of the blossom. Oh, now we need 800. Meow. Dong.
Parties are a must for the... It's time for the operation! Let's go meet Sino in the desert!
Totally interrupts Faruda. Is that? No, we want this down here.
Wait a moment.
Oh, it's you.
Stop
You're
screaming.
my assistant, remember?
Yeah, I remember. It's her fault.
Being my assistant, you must stay with me. Now let's head over there.
It's General Mahamatra and his assistants.
We meet again.
You're here early.
It's to show how important we think the operation is. Since this is a big case for the Academia, we are prepared to give it our best.
I'm glad to hear your sense of resolve. Remember, we must capture them alive. They are our only leads for the case. If they die, we will be unable to continue the investigation.
Understood.
Everyone! The Eremites are approaching from the west!
Make preparations and be ready for combat. Halt!
Oh? What a warm welcome. What do you want? Judging from those shiny weapons in your hands, it seems like you're not interested in a deal.
Rahman, the Academia has caught wind of your smuggling and illicit sales. If you value your life, I advise you to surrender.
Who are you supposed to be? A Matra from the Academia? I can't believe you came all this way just to catch us.
I'm not here to talk.
Oh. Nobody's given me this much time of day since I became a mercenary. Brothers! For that slight, let's wash our blades with their blood. Let's show them we Eremites are not to be messed with.
Strike a pose.
A bitter pill to swallow.
I'm the right hand.
One with nature. Into the wind.
Shower me with praise. Eat this.
The wind knows me. Come to
It's over.
Ah!
We have subdued them. The operation is now over. All Eremite mercenaries and related personnel in the area have been arrested.
Ah, you pitiful Dendro Archon dogs! You'll regret this!
I'm afraid you'll regret it first.
King Jeshret will curse you, and you will all!
Silence!
Oh,
Restrain them and take them back to Caravan Rebot. Count their numbers and send them to the Academia as instructed by the General Mahamatra.
Yes, sir!
Mahamatra Sino, I will now take my leave. If you need further assistance, please come to Caravan Rebot and ask for me.
Understood. You are dismissed.
There they go.
Let's talk elsewhere.
Can I grab the berry that was behind you? No? Okay.
This part of the plan went really well.
Yes, things went perfectly.
That's fantastic. And that punch you gave Ramon there sure looked convincing enough.
Once we're done here, I'll return to Caravan Rebot and oversee the group's transport. I promise. I'll get everyone into Sumeru City safely.
Thank you, Sino.
Yeah, you're the reason why everything went so well.
It's not the time to celebrate yet. I believe Dia should already be waiting for you. Go join up with her. She will need you to introduce her to Tainari.
Speaking of which, is it really okay for us not to share the full plan with Tainari? What if he'll feel miffed about it and refuse to work with us?
I'm a little worried about that too. He might give us a poisonous mushroom.
I have a very close relationship with Tainari. Given how well we know each other, I believe my message alone should be enough to bring him to our side. He knows I won't make jokes about things like this. If we need help, Tainari is the best option. Get ready for the next phase of the plan. Don't keep them waiting.
Okay. What?
Time to go.
Strike a pose.
Mind the side effects.
All I was looking for was the cactus that had this on it. I see you too. Come here.
One with nature.
A bitter pill to swallow.
And talk with Dio.
Dia! We're here!
It's about time. Didn't you say our part of the plan is the most important of all? And here you come rolling in late. In the time it took you to get here, I already did 5 laps around the place, downed 7 drinks, and even did some clothes shopping.
Sorry. We didn't mean to keep you waiting.
Can we see the new outfit? Can we?
I just wanted to fix your attitude and rub it in a little. After all, you took your sweet time getting here, and we've got important stuff to take care of.
Sorry, the situation is a bit risky. Tricky, not risky.
I just like seeing that serious look on your face. All
That
right,
was
I'll
serious?
stop. All joking aside, I'm glad you're here. Let's get moving and take care of this as soon as possible.
But where should we start?
Our responsibility is to get a status update on the Fatui Harbinger known as the Doctor. We need to make sure he won't get in our way when we rescue Lesser Lord Kusanali. Dealing with an institution that controls all of Sumeru is already hard enough. If the Doctor were to crash the party, it would be next to impossible for us to achieve our goals.
Yeah, we sure don't want him showing up. Ooh, he really gives Paimon the creeps.
Right? Hearing his name just reminds me of those stuffy old geezers in the academia. I'd rather not have to deal with someone like that.
So what should we do?
According to the plan, we should first go to Pardis Di and ask for Forest Watcher Tainari. If all Hatham and Sino's sources are solid, then we can be sure that Tainari still has the Academia's trust. So, we'll find Tainari and convince him to get us the latest intel on the Doctor. Then, depending on what we learn, we'll make any necessary adjustments to our plan. The sages have placed spies everywhere on the other side of the wall. I'll follow you as a bodyguard.
I didn't expect you to become my bodyguard.
You should be honored. I don't offer my services to just anyone you know.
But Paimon thought mercenaries would do anything for Mora.
That's certainly true. But when multiple employers are vying for your services, you should always go with the best offer. Let's see. If I were to charge you a bill, I guess I can apply a discount.
How much Mora do you want? I was not sure we can afford it.
How much do I want? Hey, how about paying me with a smile? What do you say?
Not a thought in my head. Huh?
I haven't seen you smiling much recently. If you ask me, someone like you must look lovely when they smile. Come on, give me a smile so that I can be less worried.
Thank you, Dea.
Looking good. I hope this pretty smile will become our lucky charm. There are many kinds of smiles, but only a truly joyous one can bring blessings to others. Let's consider this smile a down payment for our future victory. Let's go. It's time to pay a visit to Pardis Di.
The Doctor will see you now.
Oh, that reminds me. Do I still need to grab stuff for Tainari? For Sunshine? No, I have all of these. Okay. I have those. So he just needs bossing crystals. Okay. Could not remember if I got all the lotuses. You were supposed to fight him in the first place!
Tainari!
Traveler, Paimon. And you are?
Long time no see.
Hey there.
This is our friend Dia. She's an Aramite mercenary.
A mercenary?
You must have some big news for me.
Tenari, we want to ask you something.
It's something really important. Please help us out.
All right, then follow me. This place is better. We won't be disturbed by any passerby. Okay, what is this important thing you want to ask me?
Have you ever met the Doctor? I want to know where he is.
The Doctor.
He's that strange-looking Fatui Harbinger with the mask. Paimon thinks he has blue hair.
Yes, I know him. Actually, he left Paradis DI just a little while ago.
He left already?
Yeah, he came looking for me.
Can I ask what it was about? Sorry to ask you like this after having just met, but your answer is very important to us. For now, all we can share with you is that your friend Sino is working with us.
Sino, you say? I see. So that's why he hasn't been at the Academia. Okay. I'll answer your questions and will assist you any way I can. You don't have to tell me everything that's happened.
Sino's name really does work wonders. You're not even a little worried that we might have made it all up?
Despite having just met you, I can sense that you're the serious type. Between you, the Traveler, and Sino, none of you strike me as the type that would conspire to deceive me. You don't need to tell me anything you don't want to. I'll also get straight to the point. The Harbinger you mentioned came to me because he wanted to take the scholar Hypatia away with him.
Hypatia? Why would he want her?
What is he after?
And what do you mean by take away? Is he planning to leave Sumeru?
Yes. He told me his return to Snezhnaya is imminent. So you mean you're leaving this place soon?
Indeed. Otherwise, we could have perhaps talked a little more. I was just about to set out when I remembered something important. To that end, I made a final trip to Paradis DI. Let me ask, have you been taking care of a scholar by the name of Hypatia?
Your sources are accurate. No doubt because you've recruited many informants. But you're right, Hypatia has indeed been receiving treatment from me.
Forgive me for asking, but how's the treatment coming along?
Given the way you're asking, I assume you have something to say.
Since you asked, I'll be frank. I would like to take Hypatia to Snezhnaya.
It's incredibly difficult to transfer a patient. As a scholar yourself, shouldn't you at least be aware of this?
Oh? I can't believe your utter lack of faith in me, to the point of even questioning my general level of knowledge. How unbefitting.
Well, you're the only one who's ever made such a request.
I have my ways of keeping her safe during the journey. In addition, I can also promise that under my care, Hypatia will receive the most advanced and effective treatment. I will personally supervise her treatment and see to her recovery. Would that be agreeable to you?
Hypatia was born in Sumeru and remains a scholar of the Academia. Her situation has not become dire enough to necessitate her transfer to another nation. Transporting her to Snezhnaya is risky, and the potential benefits are unknown. As the person currently responsible for her treatment, I cannot possibly sign off on this transfer. Your suggestion is rude and reckless. I'll pass. I don't know much about the doctor, but after talking with him, I realized that just like many other scholars, he possesses an aura of arrogance that I've come to detest. It's not so much that he's looking down on others, but more that he's confident in himself and his abilities to a point of near insanity. I would never refer a patient to someone like him.
Do you think he'll just give up on her?
I prepared myself for a protracted battle of wits, and was really surprised to see him just give up on the topic. Still, his reaction really concerned me.
I see, I see. Of course, your opinion makes perfect sense. You're still young, but already quite stubborn. I must say, you are not like what I had expected. Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't just let you off the hook like this. But unfortunately, I'm in a hurry today, what with Her Most Noble Majesty the Tsaritsa calling for our return. Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave. It's just as the Academia said. You're a responsible and gifted scholar. Sadly, even with all of that, you're still lacking a bit of shrewdness. And that's also why people like you can never realize that sooner or later, everyone must pay the price for what they've learned.
Paimon can't help but feel like he's hinting at something unpleasant.
He asked a question, yet didn't care for my answer. Perhaps I'm nothing but a talking rock in his eyes. He never came off as malicious, but an utter lack of compassion permeated throughout our conversation. From his tone, I can sense that he's always looked down on others.
Can't believe he is actually leaving Sumeru.
I can barely believe it myself. But if that's true, the situation will be in our favor.
I don't think I missed any details. Frankly speaking, I don't want you to do anything too risky. Now that you know a little more, it should be easier for you to stay safe.
Thank you for sharing the information with us, Tenari.
Sorry we can't tell you everything. We appreciate that you helped us anyway. I won't forget your kindness.
It's okay. I have an obligation to do so. To be perfectly honest, all of this may have started because of me. Recently, my master wrote several letters to me, asking me to return to the Academia and assist him with his research.
Hasn't he already asked you several times before?
Yes, but there's something off about this most recent batch of letters. The handwriting and the tone are both familiar, but some details have been omitted. My master will occasionally leave a few dots on the back of the letter. 1 dot means that he wrote the letter on a sunny day, and 3 dots stand for a rainy day. This has been a habit of his for many years, but I didn't find any dots in his recent letters. I believe something may have happened to him.
I get it. Since you are always at Gandharvaville, you would like me, someone already working at the Academia, to investigate this matter, right?
I'd like to ask you to do that for me, if you can keep yourself safe. Please withdraw immediately at the first hint of danger.
I can do that, but I have a feeling it won't be that simple. The Academia has been working on a big project. I'm not quite sure what it is, but your master might be involved with it. If the higher-ups really are hiding something, then it will be difficult to remove myself from the situation once the investigation starts. If the situation becomes critical, I'll leave the Academia. If you don't see me there for an extended period, that's your cue.
All right, we've got a plan. I'll stay at Gandharvaville to support you.
If that scenario comes to pass, you must be extra vigilant. And be wary of any messages or direct requests from the Academia.
I must say, I didn't expect a warning like this from the General Mahamatra.
Being loyal to the Academia doesn't mean blindly doing whatever the sages say. I know what I'm doing. On that note, aren't you also being quite distrustful of your alma mater?
The Academia, yes. But my master is a man of integrity. Even when I was a student, I was worried that he'd get in trouble for sticking to his beliefs. I suppose he's lucky to have lasted so long, but in the end, it still caught up to him.
I see. So you noticed something was up with the academia from the very beginning.
This may well be how Sino became involved in all of this. In which case, I must keep my promise and help you however I can. Also, if you run into Sino again, please help me pass on a message to him. Trust your own senses and experiences. I think this may be something he needs to hear right now.
Okay, we'll find a chance to tell him.
Thanks.
Right. Now let's go hunt down this Harbinger. Oh, by the way, which way did the doctor go when he left Pardis DI?
That way.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. We'll be on our way.
See you later. Now, are they just gonna teleport me?
According to Tainari, the doctor is leaving Sumeru soon. I want to check if the doctor was actually telling the truth. He also said that he'll take care of everything before he leaves. What did he mean by that? We need to be extra careful when dealing with a person like him. Just to be safe, let's chase him and see what we find.
But we have no idea where he went! How can we start chasing him?
We'll do it the mercenary way. I'll find leads as we go. All you have to do is just follow me.
Okay.
That Harbinger may have tried to cover his trail, but he still left some traces. Or perhaps he never even thought about concealing his whereabouts. Maybe that's just how arrogant he really is. Yep, we're headed in the right direction. The traces are still fresh, but there's no sign of his entourage.
Okay, don't make me run into the Sealy. I kind of want to see where you go back and put him where he belongs.
It's just as I thought. We can stop here. I think I know where the doctor went. To the south of here is Port Ormos, which seems to be where they're headed.
Port Ormos? They're going to leave by boat?
That's right. Let's go to the port and have a look for ourselves.
How else would they leave? Like, think about that. There's, like, really no other mode of transportation in this game. It's always a boat. I can just teleport to Port Ormos, right? I would hope so. That would have been a long walk.
Look! Fatui soldiers!
Shh, Paimon.
Thanks to Dia's tracking skills, seems we found the right place.
Stop yelling.
Shh! Don't draw their attention.
Thank
The
you.
port is crawling with Fatui soldiers.
Let's keep going and see what we can find.
Oh, I have to sneak.
This is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snesh Knight Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in our homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
That is a lot of eyes. Look at all the eyes.
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. Let's get closer and find a place to hide so we can observe him.
What? I fell in the water. I mean, this is close enough, right? Oh no. Oh no. Wait, can I get on the boat? Can I climb the boat? Thank you. What the? How? How close do I have to be? Because those are two Fatui assholes. Okay. Do I go under the water? Like, what do I do?
Look! Fatui soldiers! Thanks to Dia's tracking skills.
Yeah, so I got caught.
Don't bother it, the port is crawling.
Let's keep going and see.
Now this is a proper farewell ceremony for a Snezhnaya Harbinger.
The Lord Harbinger is leaving. I've still only seen him once or twice.
I used to hold a position in her homeland, and back then, the doctor spoke in a very different way from the way he speaks now. Maybe the way people talk in Sumeru has rubbed off on him? It's always like that when you spend too long away from home. When he gets back to Snezhnaya, perhaps it will also take him some time to get used to the life there again.
Huh? But, sir, that can't be right.
No, I remember it like it was yesterday. Both his expressions and tones are now very different. Also, for some reason, he seems like he's all smiles now.
You must be mistaken. Nobody's supposed to look happy when they're on a business trip.
Also, I want to point out, it was like I got caught instantly. So where the hell am I supposed to go?
The doctor is on that boat. So he told the truth after all. He is actually leaving Sumeru. This place will do. We can hide here while we keep an eye on the boat.
That's not getting close, Dia! So the doctor didn't lie about leaving Sumeru, but it really could be that simple. Are we sure he's not planning something? What's the matter? It's like I got seen anyway.
He saw us.
Huh? Is he waving at us?
It's time to say goodbye.
Wait, is he the only person on the boat?
No, he had a guard with him.
You mean there's nobody with him?
And where are all the soldiers we saw in the port just now?
They were all here just a few minutes ago, but now they've vanished.
So this was a trap.
But there's nobody around us.
Wait, don't tell me that.
Luckily, there is still some time left for me to take care of everything before I leave.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
They might be after Hypatia. Let's get back to Party's DI.
Huh? What do you mean?
I just remembered. Hypatia once connected her consciousness to the Balladeer.
I'm afraid that she's seen something that she wasn't supposed to see. If I were the Fatui, I would also try to take her away. And if I couldn't...
Oh Oh no! Are you saying they're going to kill her?
Let's go!
Alright. This is where we're going to leave it, because I believe there was something in Pardis DI outside of going after Hypatia. So we're going to leave it right here on a little cliffhanger, but we're very close to finishing out Sumeru. As I said, like, when I got caught, first of all, it was instantaneous. There, you could hear, like, the ticking, but you never saw the red ring point up or come up with the eyes. I couldn't see this back here, but Dia's dialogue was getting closer to the boat. This is not closer to the boat. Ugh. And the funny thing is, like, thinking back, I don't remember that happening on my main. I remember running around here and then seeing this, so it was perfectly line of sight to me last time. But I don't remember actually that line of getting closer to the boat. Yeah. So, let me take a look quickly about this. Because again, we might have to change tactics on how we're leveling characters. So like Kazuha's level 90, so he's pretty much all set. His weapon's level 90, his artifacts can use some work, of course, but artifacts are like the last thing, that last piece of the puzzle, you know what I mean? Because it's going to take us a while. Now, also waiting for 5.0, we actually, once that hits, we'll actually be able to create artifacts that have the main stat that we want and the two substats primarily that we want. So ideally, we'll have a VV Elemental Mastery instead of the crit rate here, but the Elemental Mastery we would want, and then maybe the crit substats, ER, what have you. And with that, we'll probably pick a certain character to actually use those on initially. So I think that'll help out a little bit. Like, honestly, Eula probably will take priority with that, just because I've had such horrible luck with Pale Flame. Okay. You should... Is that Friday? Friday is Diligence. It's also Resistance. And Justice. So let me see. Farina. 8-7. Ah... What do I have? I do have that. I have 3 of those. And I can only make 1 more. I almost want to say do Farina over Kazuha. And get her burst to 8 as well. Because then Sunday everything becomes available. But I only have 3 of the double drops. I think, honestly, Saturday is going to go back to gold again. Just because I have so many characters that need it. Baiju, Xingqiu, Beidou. And then we'll worry about balance. I really hate that the most... Like, I don't want to say the most popular... But it kind of feels that way. At least with Gold and Ballad, they're the most consistently used in those regions. Order, there's only 3 characters I can think of that use it. There might be more, but there's only 3 that I can think of. Because maybe, at least with this event going, just to get the double drops, I'll still go after XP, but I'm not going to level right away. And here's the other reason why. I'm okay with leveling the supports, because they're supports. I can use them anywhere, effectively. So having Kazuha, Farina, and Baiju all level 90 is a very big plus. I would almost throw Mika in that loop, but the thing is, Mika really is only there for Eula. So if I don't use Eula, I'm not using Mika. Because honestly, if I were to do a melt team or anything like that with Kaya, I would be using Bennett. That's a sad truth. I'd be using Bennett. So Bennett definitely needs to get leveled at some point. And then we have to think about Mualani. The good thing about Mualani, at the very least, in terms of materials, World Quest will actually grant the materials, which will also save resin, to at least go to level 60. So very, very big plus on that. In terms of Mualani's weapon, that's going to be an issue. She is HP scaling, which means I could use the prototype Amber, I'm pretty sure. But out of everything I have, I probably will level the Wit Sith. Which, we know the crystal situation. So I do definitely need to get started on that. I honestly should refine some of these. And that should be on sucrose. Okay, and then Zhangling and Kazuha need diligence. So that's the other thing, is that Woba still needs to go to level 8. But again, I think Farina's Burst is going to do one better, basically. Traveler, I'm sorry. I'll get to you soon. Eula is where she should be. I want 888 across the board, but she doesn't necessarily need her skill leveled. Tainari, again, I would like 8 across the board, but his normal charge attack is at 8, so that's actually good. Lynette is set. I don't remember how I ended up with so much order, but she was all set. Mika, again, like his skill and his burst. He might just be, I don't want to say backburner, but I have been fighting Scaramouche to make sure I get all this stuff, just so I have it. I am not going to give her any strings I get, because I do want them for Nahida or Dea. More than likely on the character selector, I will be choosing Dea. That way, if I lose 50-50 on anything, and then get a Dea, she'll be C1. And then there's Kaya. Kaya needs one more level on this. And he just needs Ballad. It's kind of the same with Fischl. Yeah, Fischl needs 2 levels in each of these. But again, I'm not actively using Fischl right now. I'm glad I have her, but I'm not actively using her. And it's the same with Kaya. So I do think gold is the best bet for right now for Wednesday and for today and Saturday. So tomorrow, let's see. Oh, you son of a... It's the same thing. Like, I can get Tainaris. Like, it's not going to go to waste. I can get Tainaris. I don't... Anyone I use... you had Freedom. Yeah, you're the only one I used that had Freedom, right? Because you're... Yeah, oh, Mika had Ballad too. That's right. I forgot. Hate you. I hate you. What's Rosaria? Out of curiosity, what's Rosaria? Ballad. Yeah. Yep. See, so this is what I meant. And why I can see why people get so overwhelmed with the game when it comes to leveling stuff. Like, you're like, at that point, you know, with say with Spiral Abyss, you want those 2 teams that you know are pretty good to be able to go in and do the content. The theater will just be what it is. If you have the amount of characters, you have the amount of characters. Like, that's just a lot of resources to throw at something for both doing it and actually concentrating on the 2 teams that you want for the Abyss. And then you have, like, any character you want. So, like I was saying, like, if I was to do, like, a melt team, I don't know why if I were to do, like, a melt team, it would be... ideally, it would be Xingqiu. So it would be, like, Xingqiu, Kaya, Bennett, and Rosaria. Because she would up crit more. So I can just you know, crit rate more. So I would just lower my crit rate a little bit too, because I wouldn't need as much. And right now, Kaya always be crit. So I guess maybe I wouldn't necessarily need Rosaria, but at the same time, Rosaria would help the others in terms of the crit rate. So, you know, that would be great. But that means 2 characters in that party need Ballad. And Bennett, I believe, is Resistance. Where's Benny? All the way. I feel bad. He's all the way down at the end. Assemble! Or not. Yeah, he needs Resistance, and that's the same as Eula's. And that's okay. Like, I should have plenty of that for a little bit. Well, I say that. I don't think I have any of the golds. No, I don't have any of the golds. But Benny, at the very least, needs Dvalin. He's easy enough. He's not Ashdal. So yeah, it is becoming a little bit overwhelming to figure out what I need to do versus what I want to do. Talents definitely need to be leveled, but I do need Mora to do that too. Because, like, do we have somebody level? Yeah, Kaya is. Kaya's level 7 in talent right here. Would cost me 260k. Which doesn't seem too terribly bad, but like to crown something if I wanted to is 700k. And like that's not obviously counting like leveling something up from level 1 either. But as I mentioned too, because that's the other thing too, I can't pre-farm anything for Mualani. That all that stuff should be out in Natlan. Except, I'm going to put an asterisk here, except for possibly the boss mat. So like the wolf and stuff like that, she, I believe, would have the knave. And the only reason I'm saying that is because it's the last boss that was released before Natlan. And that seems to be the thing for a lot of the characters, like the first characters coming out for patches. Because I want to say Linny, Nuvalette, and I believe Risley all had a pep. So I can technically try to farm that, but I have problems fighting the knave even on my main account because she's just a bitch. So we'll see how that goes. Just a lot of stuff to think about. I know I'm going to also get more books by doing the Archon quests. So I guess the play that I'm going to do, because I'm going to continue using the party that I have right now. So Baiju, Kazuha, Farina, and Zhangling. Zhangling has her final ascension. She's also C6, so she's pretty powerful in her own right. She just needs the catch, which I could fish and level that very slowly, but that would take a backseat to whatever I want to level for Mualani, because she would need a weapon versus Zhangling, who has a weapon. I do have a bunch of world quests I could run around. I could do exploration to try to get some of this stuff. Maybe I need to do that on the weekend. That might be what I need to do. I've been doing a lot more stuff on my main on the weekends to try to, you know, build up that maintenance. This one kind of needs that too. I'm at that point where I realize that I do need that stuff. I honestly, like, I keep joking. It's like I should go around and slaughter everything in Tibet. Like this. I don't have any chaos pieces. And a lot of weapons need these. This is okay. This isn't too bad. I have a lot of different Fatui drops, so that's not a terrible thing. Treasure hoarders, fine. But look at the arrowheads. I need arrowheads because Fischl used them for Ascension and she uses them for talents. I'm actually really surprised I have over 100 of the little specters. I thought I would have had way less than that. But again, update will make those drop rates a little bit better. Plus, we could also hit world level 9 when we hit AR 58. So that's not going to be. I'm going to cry probably because I don't think my characters are totally up to snuff for that, but I at least can control that one. What? Oh, Charlotte. I was like, who the hell uses that? It's Charlotte. And all her talents and stuff. Yeah, I think the weekend is going to be me sitting down doing maybe some of the longer world quests. There's a quest out in Inazuma that has to do with like the fox lady. I might just do that one. That one's very, very long and very. I don't like it. I did not like all the running around and twisting and turning, trying to figure out where it is on the map because it's not layered. But trying to figure that one out. I can't claim any of the keys. Yelan, I have to complete Hutao's, I think. No, it's not Hutao's. Who is it? Oh, Ganyu's. You'd have to do Ganyu's first. Oh, we can use a key. We can unlock Sinos. Part 1, anyway. Yay! Once we finish the Archon quest, we should be able to do part 1 of Nahida, and I believe Aletho. Yep. Chapter 3, Act. Oh, that's right. Okay, that would make sense. You have to do Sumeru's, and then obviously you have to do a lot of the stuff in Fontaine to get everybody else. Farazan. Was that Sinos? No, that's Lupus. Oh, you have to do Tainaris before you can do. Oh, that's right. They're connected. I remember Forrest saying that they actually have a connection to that. I might just do Tainaris off camera too, because I did that on stream on my main. You can check the VODs. I did that on my main. So that storyline has already been done on stream. So I might just do that one off camera as well. And then, of course, we have Aranara, which that's just convoluted. But we have a lot of stuff I can do to get some. It's not a lot of books, truth be told, but the Mora is more of what I'm after for that kind of resource. So, yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. I'll figure out what I'm going to do over the weekend just to get a chunk of stuff actually done for resources in terms of talents, at least with the ×2. I only ignored 2 days of it because I didn't necessarily need Tainari's because, again, his attack is already at level 8. And then I didn't pay attention that Justice was yesterday. But to point out, on Tuesdays, it's Eula with Resistance / Bennett, Justice, which is Farina, and then Diligence, which is Kazuha and Jiangling. So that's 3/4 characters because I do want to start leveling Bennett. And then today is Gold, which is Baiju, Xingqiu, and Beidou for the characters I have. Order, which is Lynette, but Lynette is okay. Ballad, which is Kaya, Mika, and Fischl. And then I don't have anybody that uses Light or Praxis at the moment. I want more ways to get books. Oh, speaking of which, actually. Speaking of which, let's see. I already used the transient because I used the transient on that. I have 34. So if need be, depending on who I want to level talents for, Actually, you know what? If I'm going to go balls to the walls on talents, I could use that on Sunday. I could pop some, farm one talent book, see how far I get, farm another, and just bounce that way. That might be a better way to use the books to up the character's damage. With them, our two primary parties with their final ascensions. Tainari is level 80. That might be actually not a bad idea. And all their weapons, except for the Traveler, is at level 90. His is only level 70. But again, he takes a little bit of a back burner, but I would like to level Dendro Traveler fairly soon. He might actually work okay with Mualani, honestly. Get some bloom going on. But because I have not seen like anything on how she's supposed to work with her kit outside of what they showed like on the special program and whatnot, it's going to remain to be seen what they give her in her trial just to see how she works. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I could just build my Nouvellette team on this account and use Mualani in replacement of Nouvellette if she's going to function the same way or similarly. So that could be fun. We're almost at 4,000 primos. We will have absolutely no problem getting to that 5-star. Well, we will, because that's only like 40 pulls, but still. But with that, I'm going to grab this. Now we have over 4,000 primos. Yay! All right, lots of thinking to do in terms of preparation. We're almost done with Sumeru, so I'm hopefully we'll be finishing out Sumeru tomorrow, if not Friday. That all depends on how much yapping they want to do. But yeah, we will do Tainari's talents. We'll make sure we at least have the talent books set for him, regardless if I do level it or not. And then we will get Farina's probably, like I said, because she only needs one more level in her burst, which is a big part of her kit. So we'll probably finish out Farina. And then Saturday we'll do more Guides to Gold. That will probably go more towards, honestly, probably Xingqiu or Baiju. Again, Beidou is on back burner because she is this slotted in character. But she is definitely someone to take into consideration. And then on Sunday, we'll obviously have the double drops for one set of talent books that we're going to do. But I probably will be using Fragile Resin to start farming them a little bit better so that we have it and whatnot. We have about a week, give or take, before Natlan. And I really do want to get XP books, definitely for Mualani, because she's going to go from starting from level 1, but definitely for Mualani and leveling the rest of our characters up. Second part of 5.0, I probably will skip. Again, I debate the Riding Shogun for this account, because I really could use more off-field damage. And the only Electro one I have really is Fischl, just because Beidou is C0. But depending on the 4 stars, I probably will skip Kinich and Raiden. Zillinen, I believe, is supposed to be 5.1 from what hearsay rumors are. She is definitely a must pull for me. Don't ignore your supports, people. Get your supports. So I'll be happy to have that, because that will definitely mean, you know, if I believe she's supposed to have something similar to like the VV Shred. So if she has something like that, you know, Kazuha is on one side, she's on another, all good. The only thing that Kazuha does that she doesn't probably at that point would be the grouping. This is from my brief understanding from anything I've heard. And I take it with a grain of salt just because they are rumors and things can change from beta. So I'm just stating that. Other things I would be looking for this account, I would definitely probably do the Pyro Archon. In terms of rerun characters, Nahida. 100% Nahida. I already have Farina. I don't think I necessarily need C1 when she reruns, but we'll see who she runs with. I might go for C1. But yeah, other than that, like I'll keep an eye out for certain DPSs. And yeah, we'll go from there. It's definitely in that point of you have to have some critical thinking, and it's a little bit for me it's a little bit harder just because it is a free to play account. Because the wallet's not going to fix anything. Because I'm not going to allow it to. So definitely picking and choosing the best characters for the account who is going to make it better, a little bit more functional. Again, the thing with my main, the reason I went going, okay, I need to sit down and I need to spruce it up. Not necessarily fix it, but to spruce it up and correct a little bit of the mistakes that I made. And the biggest mistake I made at the very beginning was, oh, I got X character, I'm just tossing resources at it. And I shouldn't have done that. Outside of the initial going to 20, like I don't yeah, it's 6 heroes wits when you do that, but you get a wish out of it. So it's potentially something that can give you a constellation to make a character stronger, or a 4-star, 5-star weapon that definitely will make your character stronger. All depending on what it is. Asterisk that. Depending on what it is. Because, like, honestly, is it Aquila? Aquila is the physical damage sword. It's not bad on Kaya if you made him physical. But mine's technically not, so the Harbinger of Dawn is probably better. And truth be told, like, this is the royal weapons, right? Yeah, they're the royal weapons this time around. Are these all attack based? Oh, they are. When an opponent increase crit rate by 8%, 5 stacks, crit rate. Hit removes all stacks. Huh, that wouldn't have been terrible for Cloud Retainer for the attack stat. But like the Black Cliff weapons probably wouldn't be terrible because they are crit damage weapons. The issue is the Black Cliff sword is actually less crit damage than the Harbinger of Dawn. So the only thing that's going for the Black Cliff is the base damage. So I have to wonder if it's going to be better than the Harbinger. And the Harbinger is giving you crit rate as well, as long as you're not dying. We have 25 wishes here. I severely underestimated how many I had. But that's okay. We have at least 2 or 3 on hold here, right? 2. We have 2. Month rule reset 2. So yeah. Alright. I blabbed on long enough. Have a wonderful afternoon, everybody. I'll see y'all tomorrow for more Sumeru Archon quests. Until then, take care.